Picture cute little 10-year-old Drew Fernahue. We're at church during the worship time when everyone is singing. They have the words up on the screen so everyone can sing along. Mandy, my wife, nudges me in the side to look over at Drew. I look over, and he looks like one of those cartoon moles squinting as he tries to make out the words on the screen. We're standing there basking in our awesome parenting that delayed getting glasses for this kid for months on months. It's a total facepalm moment. When we finally got him glasses, he walked outside, and the first thing he said was, "Whoa, I can actually see the blades of grass." Oh man. You know, Drew's glasses completely changed the way he saw the world around him. He understood things differently. And kind of like using a lens for augmented reality to throw a T-Rex into your bedroom or a Pikachu in a park, the lenses that you look through will change the way that you see the world. Philosophically, we call those lenses your worldview. What you believe about the world around you. In a spiritual sense, our worldview really defines so much about what we believe. Fundamental beliefs about where we come from, why we're here, our morality, our purpose. Tonight, we're going to take a look at an encounter with a group of people that were all about checking out the latest worldviews. In fact, exploring worldviews was kind of their worldview. If you've been tracking with us, you know that we're studying in the book of Acts, and recently we've been following the life and ministry of Paul. Well, Paul's been traveling city to city to tell people about Jesus, the life-changing news of Jesus coming to rescue, redeem, and set people free. Paul enters Athens, and as he enters the city, Scripture tells us he was greatly distressed to see that the city was full of idols. Paul was about to directly address their view of the world, their worldview. He's about to radically confront their entire belief system. Athens was a philosophical hub, attracting people with revolving beliefs. It was a melting pot, a hodgepodge of people spiritually seeking. These were people that recognized there was a God, or at least some spiritual influence, but they couldn't seem to identify who this God was. Paul was bothered. He was upset. He knew the truth of who God is, and it upset him to see God replaced by all these worthless, man-made idols. But he also had compassion. He knew they were lost and searching, and he knew who they were looking for. He knew that their worldview was only going to cause pain and suffering. He knew a better way. Let's check out what Paul says to them. Verses 22 through 24. Men of Athens, I perceive that in every way you are very religious. Hey, that's a connection point, right? You guys are spiritual, I'm spiritual. Okay. For as I passed along and observed the objects of your worship, I found also an altar with this inscription: to the unknown God. What therefore you worship as unknown, this I proclaim to you. Let's stop there. So Paul calls out the objects of their worship, but he's going to focus on one in particular, the one they didn't know anything about. Before we go there, let's track back to these idols. What's an idol? You might think of like a golden statue, like something out of an Indiana Jones movie. But he gives the definition of idol right there in the verse. The objects of their worship. Well, what's worship? Google says that it's something that you show reverence or adoration to. An object of worship is the person or thing that gets your reverence or adoration, your ultimate devotion. The people of Athens had a belief that gave supremacy to the wrong things. What Paul's about to explain is that there is one true God that is worthy of their worship. But they've been giving their hearts to counterfeit gods. We've got to talk about that. Counterfeit gods. See, if I believe that there is one true God, then he deserves my devotion. All my devotion. He deserves all my adoration. He deserves all my worship. But if I'm honest with myself, that's not always true in my life. There are counterfeit gods in my life that I give supremacy to, that I give my ultimate devotion to, and they will always fail me. Let me explain. Performance can be a counterfeit god in my life. Performance can certainly be a good thing, but if I devote my time and energy and heart towards performing where it becomes the thing rather than a thing, I can begin to look at my own performance as the thing that can rescue me. My beliefs about everything are shaped by this thing, because now my future is dependent on how I perform and if I succeed. I put my confidence in that performance. My joy comes from if I perform well. My value comes from how others see and affirm and recognize that performance. But my performance will always fail me. I will fail me. I've misplaced my devotion. Rather than being a good thing, I let it become the thing, the object of my worship, my idol. Underneath so many of our problems in life is a worship problem. So let me ask you, what's your idol? What's your object of worship? What or who is the counterfeit God in your life? Maybe it's a person, a boyfriend or girlfriend. Maybe it's approval. Do people accept me? Maybe it's you. Everything just revolves around you. Maybe comfort or image, Instagram much. How about future plans? GPA. Are you willing to cheat your way to a good grade? You probably should stop and ask yourself why. Athletic success, influence, fun, things, money. What are the things in your life that you are allowing to become the thing? And how are those things beginning to shape what you believe and how you act? Those things, those counterfeit gods, they will fail you. They always will. Paul compares us to blind men in a dark room, feeling our way around looking for God. Do you ever walk into a completely dark room and you're waving your arms around aimlessly to make sure you don't smack your face into a wall or a door? You know what I'm talking about. Do you ever feel like that spiritually? Like you're feeling your way in the dark. But here's Paul's point. We don't need to be like blind men in a dark room when it comes to searching for God. You see, God is knowable. God can be found. So as we go into our groups, I have a few questions for you. Are you searching in the dark? What are you searching for? Or better yet, who are you searching for? What or who are the counterfeit gods that have become your object of worship, attracting your heart, your devotion, your adoration? Are they satisfying your need? Can you feel misled? Can you sense those beliefs failing you? And do you feel any less lost? Guys, it's time. It's time to take those idols off of the throne in your heart and to let God take his rightful place. It's not enough just to be religious. Paul addressed the people of Athens as being religious. That's not enough. There is one God, and you can know him. And if you didn't already know it, he wants to know you.